As a public defender, Judge Karen fought for her client's rights. She was elected to the bench because she believes in doing the right thing.
I'm very passionate about helping people, period. Sometimes life pulls you from up here to down here to teach you a lesson. And you're in a valley right now. And there are lessons in this valley. I hope you learn from them.
Objective, independent justice.
You can always turn your life around. If you keep walking, you can overcome whatever circumstances you're facing.
This is Supreme Justice with Judge Karen. Sebastian Brown is suing his sister-in-law LaTarsha Sullivan in the amount of $865 for gypping him for his makeup services on her wedding day. Ms. Sullivan claims the makeup gave her a rash and ruined her honeymoon.
Court is now in session with the Honorable Judge Karen Mills Francis presiding. All parties have been sworn in, Your Honor.
Thank you, Shane. You may be seated. Mr. Brown.
Yes.
You're suing Ms. Sullivan for $865 for unpaid makeup services. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay. And you don't believe you owe him for this
No,
makeup?
I do not.
He did your makeup for what, your wedding?
He did the makeup for my wedding, correct.
Okay. How do you know this plaintiff?
Well, unfortunately, she married my brother not too long ago.
Okay. So
And
she's your sister-in-law?
Yes.
Okay.
My brother married her, and my brother thought it would be a good idea if I did the makeup for the wedding.
Okay. So how long did you date his brother before y'all got married?
We've known each other since high school.
Oh, okay.
We dated for 5 years.
And how did you
before we
get
were
along
married.
with this plaintiff before this incident?
He's never been my favorite person.
Right.
He's always really kind of been a little nasty to me, but I've always tried to, be as polite as I can to him. I do believe that he kind of is trying to drive a wedge in between my husband and I.
So why would you let him do your face on your wedding day?
That was my husband Brian's idea.
Okay.
He suggested we should help him out because he needed money for his rent.
No, that is not true.
Okay, you tell me what happened.
I
I
don't
love your
need-
hair, by the way.
Thank you. I do not need their money. The thing is, I believe my brother put me up to this as not even a favor, because I feel like I was doing charity work already, giving them a discount, but because he wants us to get along.
Okay.
I have never liked her from day one.
Right.
And I told him.
Why don't you like her?
She's conniving. She is very conniving.
Has she done something to you specifically, or is it just a feeling?
No, she has always just gave out little hints to show me that she's above me.
Right.
And she's messing with the wrong person.
Right.
Because
And
He's
she let
threatening,
you,
Your Honor.
Wait a second, but she let you handle her face on her wedding day.
yeah, because she knows how great I am. She knew she was getting a good deal.
So you are a makeup artist?
Yes, correct.
Okay, and you charge $865 for makeup?
Not for just one person, no.
Okay, what do you charge? Tell me the fees.
So the fee was $325
That was what you charged her?
Yes.
As the bride?
as the bride.
Okay.
And that is not what went down on her wedding day.
What went down on the wedding day?
On the wedding day, she decided to throw in 5 extra bridesmaids on the day of.
Right. Well,
wanted,
what
Well,
was that?
it's just makeup.
Wait,
It's-
excuse me. What is that about that you threw in 5 bridesmaids?
We never decided upon exactly how many. I said I might have extra, and
Right.
it's just makeup. He should have been able, if he's such a professional, he should have easily been able to help me out.
Let me understand something. You agreed to pay him to do your makeup, though, right?
Absolutely, yes.
Okay, so even if you told him I might throw in somebody else, did we talk about what that would cost?
No, that was never discussed ahead of time.
Did you say how much is that going to cost me if I throw in some other girls?
Well, I wasn't sure at the time with the
Did
wedding.
you say how much is it going to
No,
cost
ma'am.
me if I? No.
No, ma'am.
You did not. So the day of the wedding, what happened?
So before I touched hands on her ratchet little bridesmaids that are very unattractive women, I went up to her and I was like, listen, I'm going to need to pray to the gods to make this happen. We're going to need to increase the
Are
pay.
you saying she had 5 ugly bridesmaids?
5.
It's impossible. It's impossible.
No, you know.
If you look
Nobody
at me, you
has
couldn't
5
imagine
ugly-
that my bridesmaids could be much
No,
worse.
I can, because you know that little rule that girls do where it's like, I have uglier friends than me so that I can be on top.
Right.
That is her.
She's one of those type
She's one of
women.
those.
Right,
So now he's calling me shallow.
right. So
He's malicious.
you know what? Has there always been this level of nastiness between you two?
No.
Yes.
No,
Yes.
absolutely not. We've invited him to dinner.
Right.
He's always been very curt.
Right.
I
I just don't understand what your husband could have said to you that would convince you to allow this man with his attitude to put his hands on your face on your wedding day.
Because he's family now.
No, he wasn't family yet.
Coming up on Supreme Justice with Judge Karen.
You flashed your diamond and you said, look at this ring. Do I look like I bounce checks? Well, yeah, you do. You gave your brother-in-law a bounced check.
And later,
I was just so upset and traumatized.
Right.
I just walked in on my sister
Right.
with my boyfriend of a year and a half.
She lunged at me, screaming, "I will kill you. I want to cut off your genitals."
So she threatened to cut off your genitals.
Yes, ma'am.
closed captioning provided by You're watching Supreme Justice with Judge Karen. We're back with the case of Sebastian Brown, who is suing LaTarsha Sullivan for failure to pay for his services on her wedding day.
So he does your makeup
He does my makeup for the wedding.
and the girls.
And the girls.
And what
And
happened?
everything turned out great.
Beautiful.
Before I even touched those women, I told her, you know, we got to increase the pay. And she was like, do whatever you got to do, make it happen.
Right. So that's when we get the $865.
Yes.
Okay, so what happened? Why didn't you pay this man?
I did pay this man. He had the check before he even touched any of the girls.
Okay, so
For
you
what we
got
had agreed
paid
on
what?
before.
$865? You
No.
paid him?
Well, I paid him what we had discussed
Which was
before,
what?
before I added the girls.
How much was that?
That was the $300 check.
So you got the $300, she's telling me.
I got a check for $325 that
Okay.
decided to magically bounce at the bank because I don't know.
Wait a second. You gave him a bounce check?
I would never give him a bounce check.
Let me
Look
see.
at this
You got-
diamond ring. I would never
that
do
my
that.
brother bought you,
You
honey.
got, excuse me, you got a copy of a bounce check?
Yes.
Let me see it. Let her see it too, before I see it.
Oh, she's seen it.
I want to see her see it. Is that a bounce check?
It's a bounce check.
Okay, I don't even need to look at it.
But I paid checks to everyone else at the wedding. It's a lot to handle.
Excuse me, you flashed your diamond and you said, look at this ring. Do I look like I bounce checks? Well, yeah, you do. You gave your brother-in-law a bounced check. How do you explain that, ma'am?
That was not completely my fault. There's a lot of things to pay for at a wedding. There's a lot going on. Everyone else's check went through.
Right.
I can't imagine why his check would have bounced.
Okay, so you know you owe him at least the $325.
And I'm very happy to pay that.
Yeah, but you should have paid that before we got here. You could have paid that.
There was an instance that happened afterwards.
What happened after that?
After that, the day after the wedding, we went to a wonderful honeymoon in Catalina Island.
Right. That was right here in California, right?
Exactly.
Isn't
just
it like
the
a
day
boat
after.
ride out there on an island?
We had a wonderful ride.
But you could see that island from the beach. That was your honeymoon?
My husband and I decided it would be very special for us. So we took our honeymoon, which turned into our hell moon. And
what happened on your honeymoon?
My face completely broke out after he applied the makeup. I've never had a reaction before. So
wait,
the
your
day
face
of my
didn't break out until you got over to Catalina Island, though.
Right. So
okay, wait. When you were walking down the aisle, had your face broken out?
It was itchy, but no, it had looked fine.
When you were taking all those pictures after the ceremony, was your face broken out?
No, it looked great.
Okay, when you were doing the greet line at the reception, had your face broken out?
It was starting to itch.
Had it broken out?
No, not yet.
Okay, and when you were dancing on the dance floor and dancing with your daddy and your girlfriends and all that, had your face broken out?
No, not yet.
So when you got over there across the water to Catalina Island, all of a sudden?
All of a sudden. And my face was never broken out before like that.
Let me see pictures.
I don't have the pictures. They're on my husband's camera, which is at the bottom of the ocean.
Okay, so you're telling me that you're not paying him because your face broke out, but you don't have one picture?
I wouldn't want those pictures.
Where's your husband? Can he tell me about how your face broke out?
My husband has decided to professionally stay out of this.
So he's not here. Anybody else see your face all broken out?
No, we were on our honeymoon. We
Nobody?
were alone. No, I wasn't going to send pictures to my friends or anything like that. I wouldn't want that out.
So I think I'm ready to rule. Any other evidence you got for me?
A breakdown of everything she owes me.
Let me see the breakdown. $325. Let me just tell you something. When I have somebody come to my house and do my makeup, it costs me $250 and I'm not a bride. Okay? And then to get 5 additional bridesmaids at $200, how much is that?
1,000.
Yeah, but how much no, $200 total.
Oh.
What is that? $40 a person?
Yep.
He did makeup on wedding day at last minute without notice on 5 ugly women at $40 a person.
I'm telling you, it was charity work.
Okay, and your kit fee, $75. And what is this payment for makeup assistant?
So, because there was 5 women and she had a time crunch of 2 hours,
right?
I had to call in my assistant.
Right, I understand that. So it's $865. I'm ready to roll. What's going to happen to the relationship after this? Are we going to make up at all?
I mean, we'll see each other at the family reunion.
Right.
You're not touching my face.
Okay, and I also believe you're a liar. Because if all that had happened, you would have brought some pictures in here to show me. And it just so happens that your husband's camera ended up at the bottom of the ocean with your bad pictures on there. I don't believe it. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $865. Good luck to you.
Judge Karen has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant is ordered to pay $865.
So maybe we should kiss and make up.
When I get the check.
And later,
I was just so upset and traumatized.
Right.
I just walked in on my sister,
Right.
with my boyfriend of a year and a half.
She lunged at me, screaming, "I will kill you. I want to cut off your genitals."
So she threatened to cut off your genitals.
Yes, ma'am.
closed captioning provided by On the next Supreme Justice.
Is that a bounce check?
It's a bounce check.
Okay, I don't even need to look at it.
But I paid checks to everyone else at the wedding. It's a lot to handle.
Excuse me, you flashed your diamond and you said, look at this ring. Do I look like I bounce checks? Well, yeah, you do. You gave your brother-in-law a bounce check.
On the next Supreme Justice.
As I just walked in on my sister
Right.
with my boyfriend of a year and a half.
She lunged at me, screaming, "I will kill you. I want to cut off your genitals."
You know that little rule that girls do where it's like, I have uglier friends than me so that I can be on top?
Right.
That is her.
You're watching Supreme Justice with Judge Karen. Sheila Botts is suing her ex-boyfriend, Lester Mullins, in the amount of $2,500 for destroying her television and killing her beloved fish. Mr. Mullins claims the plaintiff came at him with a knife and she is responsible for any damage.
Miss Botts, you are suing Mr. Mullins for $2,500. $1,500 of that is for a TV that was broken and $1,000 for pain and suffering.
Yes, on Saturday, July 26th, I came home after a long day of work.
Right.
I got off early and I came home to my trailer and I wasn't expecting anyone
trailer?
home. Yeah.
Okay, where are we?
We are in Topeka, Kansas.
Topeka, Kansas. Okay.
Yeah. And so I came home and my
Right.
trailer was dark and I wasn't expecting anyone, and all of a sudden I heard strange noises in the back. So I went to the kitchen and I grabbed a knife because I thought it was an intruder. So I went back to my bedroom and I heard, some rustling.
Right.
And I opened the door and I find Lester putting on his clothes and my sister naked in the bed. So
is Lester your sister's boyfriend?
Lester's my boyfriend of a year and a half.
Oh. Lester.
Your Honor, can I first off by saying how great Sheila is?
Okay, but her
and-
sister must be better.
No, ma'am. No, Your Honor. It was a total drunken accident.
How is it that you and Cheyenne got to be in that situation, the drunkenness and the pushing and all of that?
Right.
How did that happen?
Right. Well, as usual, I would go over to the trailer, so
Right.
so ready for her when she comes back
My
from
sister's
work.
been staying
Okay,
with
wait.
me.
Let me hear his side.
And-
so Cheyenne has been staying in the trailer.
Right.
Okay, so you came over to wait for your girlfriend to come
Right.
home.
As I always do.
Right, and that was Cheyenne.
Cheyenne had been drinking a little.
Right, and what about you?
Not up until that point.
Okay, and so what happened? You started drinking with Cheyenne?
Right,
One thing led to another, and then?
Well, she just wouldn't take no as an answer, and she really, it all got mixed up.
Why didn't you just leave?
I'd already been drinking. I couldn't drive my car.
Right, it's more convenient to stay.
Right.
Right. Okay.
And later,
I was just so upset and traumatized.
Right.
I just walked in on my sister
Right.
with my boyfriend of a year and a half.
She lunged at me, screaming, "I will kill you. I want to cut off your genitals."
So she threatened to cut off your genitals.
Yes, ma'am.
Closed captioning provided by You're watching Supreme Justice with Judge Karen. We're back with the case of Sheila Botts, who is suing Lester Mullins for loss of property and emotional distress.
So he's in bed with your sister, and what happens?
After that, it's all kind of a blur because I was just so upset and traumatized.
Right.
I just walked in on my sister
Right.
with my boyfriend of a year and a half. All I remember is I was just yelling and scrambling, and then all of a sudden my TV was smashed on the ground. My pet Ralphie is a goldfish that I've had for 3 years, and it was very important to me.
Right.
He died because
Right.
he knocked over my fish tank.
Right.
And
Well, how did the TV get broken?
because it was, I don't even really, it was just all of a blur. We were all like, he was trying to run away from me, and
Your
he
Honor, I can add
knocked
some
into it.
details.
How did the TV get broken?
Number one, she came in wielding the largest kitchen knife she could find.
Right.
And she ran at me. I was naked at the time.
Right.
And I stood up to collect my belongings.
All of them.
As quickly as I could find.
Right,
Just
and?
my clothes on the floor. And then she
Right.
lunged at me, screaming, "I will kill you. I want to cut off your genitals."
Did she?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
I made it away. That's how we led on to.
Right. So she threatened to cut off your genitals.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. That's reasonable.
It's totally reasonable, ma'am.
The threat was reasonable.
Right.
So you're saying that because of her own actions is how the TV got broken.
Precisely. I was literally trying to get away from her.
Right.
I pleaded with her just to talk about it because I
Right.
haven't been able to talk to her since.
Right. So have
I-
you tried to call her and everything?
Yes. I offered to pay for, the fish tank.
I can't even look
buy
at
her
fish
a new
anymore.
Ralph,
They just
Ralphie,
remind me of you and my sister.
whatever.
Is the relationship over?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't want
You don't
anything to do
believe
with
him when
it.
he says he's sorry?
No, because I actually have heard and I have a witness.
Who's this witness?
She's my coworker, and she also goes to the same college as my sister.
Okay, what's her name?
Janice David.
Okay, so Ms. David, I hear you're a witness.
Yes, I am.
Okay.
I go to college with her sister Cheyenne, and I work with Sheila. And I still see Lester hanging out on campus with Cheyenne.
I have never seen this woman in my life before.
Judge Karen's verdict when Supreme Justice returns. Promotional consideration provided by You're watching Supreme Justice with Judge Karen.
You know what? You're a young girl, and you got a lot to learn. It's unfortunate that you have to learn that sometimes the man you choose to be your partner is a dog. It's sometimes a matter of breed. I don't know what this breed is here. What would you say? A border collie, maybe.
Border collie, yeah.
Yeah, they seem all lovable and everything, but they'll
Surely-
turn on you, is what I hear.
Surely,
So maybe
you
he's
can
a
teach a
border.
dog new
Wait,
tricks, though.
excuse me. You've done enough tricks, don't you think? In the trailer. You lucky you got out of there as one whole person. Okay, that's what your luck is. But your reaction to it seems to be what caused the damage to the TV. So I'm going to have to dismiss your case. Now, are you going to go back to this character?
No. I never want to see him again in my life.
She never wants to see you again, clothed or unclothed. Judgment for the defendant. Good luck to you both.
Judge Karen has ruled in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff's claim is denied.
Sheila, I love you. Please,
I
please
never want to see your
forgive me.
face again. Just shut up.
I want you
just
to look
stop.
into your heart and forgive me.
Just stop talking to me.
This has been a production of Entertainment Studios.